The boilers are leaking gas to the point where the place would explode if there was a fire.
Every building is in a state of disrepair.
Not acceptable. No one should live like this. The management, shame on the management for letting this go on this way. You have to address problems.
Dickinson Mayor Sean Skipworth says families living at Creekside Apartments on Dietz Road have until January 1st of 2023 to move out.
Welcome back, guys. Today we are at a massive abandoned apartment complex. This is barely any of it. You're seeing one street here. I don't know much of the story on this place. Obviously, I will do all that research after I'm done filming. That way I can include it in the intro of this video, but all I know is that this place was condemned by the city. I did also want to point out that there is these white apartments behind us. These are also abandoned, but we are not going to be including them in this video. That is a separate apartment complex. We've been over there. There's not really anything to see over there. To me, it's just not worthy of showing you guys. So you are going to see these buildings in the background. Just be aware that we're not going to go over there. There's actually a river separating this complex from that complex. I think this is like the most apocalyptic feeling I've ever had, because I mean, this is just so much area all abandoned. You can still hear some of the smoke detector beeps. You're gonna hear those probably quite a bit throughout. I believe about half of this complex still has power, but I know one half of it does not. I do not believe that I really want to go in there. But the floor's caving in right there. Honestly, these apartments are not too bad. I knew that they were low income, but they're really not that bad. And this here leads to another one. Wasps everywhere. I wonder who's doing this. Scrappers, probably. I don't know if you guys can hear those little chirps, but I do think those are bats. Sitting up in there. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can kind of hear them. I'm unsure if these cameras work. They look a little makeshift. So I think we'll probably just go ahead and avoid those for now, if I'm not already in view of them. But so we did look at those cameras. All the wires are cut, so nothing really to worry about there. So we'll keep moving on. Yeah, these are those white apartments there that we aren't gonna look at, but we are gonna go over to the pool. So these are the apartment offices and the pool, and we are gonna be able to get into the office. I have gotten in there before, but first we'll take a look at the pool. I do have to jump this fence, which sounds ultra fun, but I've heard that this pool has been closed way longer than the apartments. So let's look. Little kid pool. And then the main pool only got to 5 feet deep at the deepest. Not too deep. Definitely pretty green though. Yeah, here are the apartment offices, the leasing office. Apartment application's been denied. This is like the maintenance room where they kept all of the maintenance stuff, I suppose. Bunch of spare planks and whatnot. I found the big spider. I walked right into his web. Parking lot's turning into a wetlands. Also guys, while we are just walking around, I want to address the Palais Royal comments. Everybody has been giving me flack for saying Palais Royal. Well, I said Palais Royale, and everybody was trying to tell me that it's Palais Royal, which I'm not from the South. I never had heard of Palais Royal until I moved here, so I do apologize. None of these ones are boarded. I do believe that is because the main entrance, the only entrance in fact, is up there. And I'm sure they're just trying to make it look somewhat decent. But yeah, all of these ones are not boarded. I wonder if they're locked. They are not locked. smells horrendous in here. Why is that fire alarm? All of these apartments are just open. And that one has a light on. So this front half of these apartments, these are the ones where we got caught. We got caught over here. So there is a high chance we'll get caught again. But I'm not really sure what they're doing over here. Bunch of trash. I'm just curious. Yeah, they're all unlocked. I don't know why all the back half, as you guys saw, they're all boarded up. So I don't know what they're trying to protect back there, but this looks like a pool. Just boarded right over that one too. You can see they've just painted around. That's such a bad paint job. Yeah, so the apartment, there's a guy living in one over there. So we may go over there towards the end of the video, but obviously I want to get a full walkthrough before we get caught.
So they took all the highway off. Dude, it's so tricky. Yeah, so it's a
All right, we're walking towards the area where we got caught. So there's a high probability of getting caught, but we have pretty much seen the whole property. There's these few apartments here in the front, and then it stretches all the way back. But maybe we'll get